All right, guys, welcome back. So in section 2, we're going to talk about your customers' 3 wishes and then how to master pain and obstacles. We're going to expand on this a little bit more. I know we introduced the ideas in prior chapters. So we're going to focus everything that we do on these 3 things. And if you do them extremely well, you're going to be successful, right? Number 1, what is your niche? What is your course topic? Like, let's say Amazon, for example. Number 2 is your offer, how you can help. How, for Amazon, how I get people from complete beginners who've never sold anything online in their lives, right, to creating full-time incomes selling on Amazon. And then their desired results, where your customer wants to be, obviously being able to leave their 9-to-5 job and pay for everything and kind of support themselves in a holistic way using entirely Amazon FBA. I'm having more financial and time freedom. So explain in your own words how you help these people transition from their current situation to their desired situation. For example, if someone's pain is their 9-to-5 job, right, and they just want to make money online, you might say, I can help you start your Amazon business that's going to generate significant monthly income. Some of my students have been able to do this within as little as 90 days if they're willing to put the work in, right? It's important to understand what you can do to help people get from point A, which is their current pain, right, their current situation that they want to get out of, that's why they're interested in what you have to say, to point B, which is, of course, their desired result. And so mastering the pain and obstacle kind of duality is incredibly important. So let's take another example. A course for corporate 9-to-5ers who hate their job and want to start a profitable online business. So the initial pain is, I hate my 9-to-5 job and I want to start a profitable online business. So what are the obstacles? Right? Obstacle 1 might be, I need a profitable business idea. I don't know what to make a business on. I know I want to start an online business, but I just don't know, what to make it. Obstacle 2 might be, how do I build out my product, service, or idea? Obstacle 3 might be, how do people find out about my product, right? Like, how do I actually get the word out? How do I get traffic? How do I get people to my product or service? Obstacle 4 might be, where do I sell my product or service? Like, what's the medium? Like, do I sell it on Facebook? Do I sell it on a website, right? Where do I actually sell it? And obstacle 5 might be, how do I scale my online business? Now that I've made a couple of dollars, how do I create, a full-time income from this? And so let's take a look at another example. A course for recent moms on how to lose the baby weight and get back in shape, right? After a pregnancy, after, you have your first or, whatever, after you have a kid. So the initial pain might be, I'm out of shape, right? But want to look like I did before I had my baby. And so, the obstacle number 1 might be, how soon can I start exercising, right? And let's make this a little bit bigger. How soon can I start exercising after I give birth? Because they don't want to hurt themselves. They don't want to get a potential injury, right? Obstacle 2 might be, I'm just too busy, right? How do I make time for exercise? And obviously that's just an excuse. No one is actually too busy. It's just about properly prioritizing your time. But it's a major excuse and obstacle that people have that we have to overcome as, the creator. Obstacle 3, what exercises are safe for me to do, right? Obstacle 4, I need an exercise routine I can do in 30 minutes or less. Obstacle 5, how can I make my exercise routine a habit and stay in shape? And then finally, the pleasurable result, I'm in the best shape of my life, right? And so we kind of have these represented here, similar things. So you need to understand the mental obstacles that people use as excuses, right, for why they can't do what you're teaching. And this is why mindset is so important, because somebody can do all of these things once, right, but then they fall back into their normal habits, that got them to that place that they didn't want to be in the first place, right? And so it's very important to understand, not only the strategies and tactics of how people exercise, but the mindset behind how to actually increase the likelihood of making exercise a habit for these people versus just giving them the strategies and tactics once, them doing it once, and then them slowly or not or even fast drift back into their poor habits that got them into a position that they didn't want to be in the first place. And so understanding these mental obstacles are incredibly important. You'll use this everywhere, right? In sales copy, in emails, in your webinar, right? When you're live in your group, when you make group posts, when you're helping people one-on-one, you'll kind of know what these mental obstacles that most people have are. Even if that person's not even able to articulate what they're struggling with, you'll have a good idea of it by interviewing and understanding kind of where most people are at. And you're going to start to say this stuff so often that you'll have it practically memorized, right? It's called objection handling. You're going to shatter these objections sometimes before people even know they have them, right? And so you need to know the most common obstacles, and it's your job to illustrate how to overcome them as simply as possible to reach your customers' desired results from their initial pain. Remember, moving people from their pain to their desired results is how you make an impact, make a difference, and by making an impact is how you make a significant financial income. So I hope you guys enjoy this one, and let's get to the next.